which is what they said they had. Get them opposite each other, and it'll be good and tight. And that is a 6/1000 bearing, which I think is just about right on this older hub, since it don't okay, your folks not. Alright, I'm going to take the plug. Alright, we're going to pack this thing now that we've checked them. But the first thing we want to do is put this 3-cornered plate back on the hub, and we're going to put a new seal. It's Federal Mogul's 5109, and we're going to put a little grease on it and a little on the seal area. And put the 3-cornered plate on and the new seal. If you forget it, you have to pull the bearings off again. Okay, then back to the tool set, we have what we call the bearing locator. It's a little aluminum plug. Set it on there. And we're going to pack this bearing. So this is a little old bearing packer I made. And you just take it and push the bearing down in it, and the good juice comes up right up through the center. Someday I'm going to take time to make an ejector. Okay, and be sure and put the bearing with the wide face down so the little rod raised boss is to the center. Then goes the spacer that sets the clearance, and pack this with grease. You'll be surprised how much grease you can put in this bearing. Okay. Now we're going to fill the packer again and pack the last bearing. Push it down on there. I like to rub a little around on the inside of the base. It gets it anyway, but okay, see it squirt up there? Put it on the locator, pull the lip down, wipe the excess off. And make sure that the little rings are lined up here. Okay, then goes the little yellow installer. Okay, then under there goes what I call an anchor nut. It's the black T-handled affair, and you just set it under the hub, right up the center. Okay. Then you take the long bolt with the washers on it, lubricate the threads a little bit, and this will screw down into that anchor, and this is hollow, and it'll draw that right on there. Okay, there it goes for some impact. there's two ways to tell when you're down. One of them is I have a little grease on that shoulder that might say, watch it squirt the grease out, and watch the socket, it'll quit turning, and listen for the sound of the impact. Don't just keep rattling an impact, because all you're doing is stretching the threads in. When it changes, you'll tell when it's solid, when the grease squirts out and the socket quits turning, you're down. Right there. You can stick the feeder gauge under there and check if you're in doubt, but normally that'll tell you pretty good. Okay, get out. Okay. Now we're down. Now we'll pull the seal up, and that seats the seal. And we're going to install the knuckle. Now this one had a pretty oversized knuckle, so we're going to put a reconditioned knuckle on here and set it on there. And we put this green driver on it now and use the same bolt out of the bearing installer and start it down. Now don't just ram it to it. Get down here and look and make sure that the knuckle is not cocked on the bearing. You can look at the bearing, and if it gets a little out, just tap it with a hammer. And you can tell when you're down the same way. You'll get a solid sound, the socket will quit turning, and you'll be able to tell. Right there. Okay. Now, you can check in there and see that that seat is back against this shoulder on the inside of this. I always add a little grease in the back of here. Never get too much. Okay. Now we're down to that. Now we need a new rear seal. So we have a little steel installer here. It's just a little piece of PVC, and the seal goes rubber end up in there and down here. And you tap her down with a hammer evenly. When the installer seats, that's as far down as you want to be. So now you've got your packed hub all ready to go. Now we got the fun left though. We're going to put the three little bolts in. Whoops. That we've cut the slots in. Always do this front one first because it's the easiest, and put just a dab of grease on your finger. Stick this screwdriver down in here. Oh. The plate has to be equal